It's your girl, Lady Mocha. You know I'm always going to pour you a cup of truth, and I'm always going to break you off a slice of knowledge. Hey, good morning. It is Friday. Is a God an awesome God? He got you through the strenuous work week, and he blessed you to get through it, honey. Well, the weekend is almost here. So in a few, tonight, you'll be able to go out and go to happy hour and get you a couple of margaritas or get you some cognac and Coke, whatever it is you like to drink. So just hold on, give it a couple hours. By 5 o'clock, you'll be able to hit that time clock and go and catch that happy hour. But on that note, I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in and rocking out with your girl, me, Lady Mocha, your diva in knowledge, here at Cafe de Paris. I thought it was very imperative that I went into this recipe right away, because if y'all haven't already seen it, if you don't have a Facebook account, it has gone viral. There's this woman who went viral on Facebook, basically crying and venting about the struggles of being a single mom. And basically she was just really going in on how hard it was. She was really overwhelmed. You could just tell she was just at her wits end. Okay, now what I commend about this sister, and I can't commend a lot of sisters, but one type of sister I can commend as a sugar-free sister. And what I mean by sugar-free, ain't always trying to sugarcoat every goddamn thing and make the struggle look good, okay? All right, this woman actually was brutally honest, and I respect her realness. We need more black women that's not ashamed to stand up and say, look, this single mother shit is not glamorous, okay? Because there's too many of us women out here, we celebrating the struggle. We hashtagging on Instagram and Twitter and, Facebook, single mom team, team single mom, we up here glamorizing the struggle like it's so wonderful, like it's so great to raise all these goddamn kids by ourselves. We brag about what we bought our kids. We brag about how we take care of our kids, even though the fathers ain't there. We like to really glamorize the struggle. But what I like about this situation here is this woman actually really kept it real. And I can commend her for that. One thing about me, anytime I come to a sugar-free sister, I will commend you, whether you come from the projects, whether you come from a mansion. If you're the type of sister that I can keep it real and say, hey, I ain't got it all together. I can respect women like that. What I don't respect is these ones that's quick to get offended, when somebody speaks truth and exposes truth, and they want to try to sugarcoat every goddamn thing. When the reality is, it is hard being a single mom. Let's face it. When you are on your own trying to take care of these 3, 4, 5, 6 kids by yourself, and sometimes it's not even easy when you have a companion. So I commend this sister for keeping it real and not glamorizing the struggle. I really think a lot of women who got daughters who don't have children, they need to let their daughters see this video so their daughters will think twice before they go out here and spread their wings, and get pregnant from the first Tom, Dick, and Daryl that comes in their face, smiling and showing his goddamn teeth. Okay, so I really felt it was very imperative that I shared this clip with y'all, because my heart really goes out to her, for the simple fact that I know it's not easy being a mother, especially when you are by yourself and you have no real support, no real backup. But you know what? I am going to fall back and I'm going to go ahead and roll this beautiful bean footage, and I'm going to let y'all see it for yourselves, okay? And I will be back with my commentary.
Hey, boo. Yeah. I didn't want to do this live at first, just because I've been crying for the last 10-15 minutes. But I feel people should see, man, the ugly truth of being a mother. So I'm gonna live in my truth. And I'm tired. My truth is I'm tired. I'm tired. And I know this is only gonna last so long. But man, as a mother, it's just not fair. It's not fair. And we can't blame the kids because they didn't ask to be here. But man, I'm tired. This shit gets so frustrating. I literally got my 1 and 2-year-old in there probably screaming their heads off, and I just had to walk out. I had to walk out. This is what I have to do. I have to leave them in their room, and I have to walk out. Because my insanity, my frustration can just, man, it can go there. It can go there. I'm tired. I wish I could just walk away. And this shit is not fair. It's not fair. I literally was sitting here talking to my best friend about it last night. I didn't want him to leave. Because, man, it's just like, man, I hate that men are able to just walk away. Like, y'all get to walk away. Y'all get to roam and do whatever without having to tote your kids. And this shit is not fair. And excuse my language, but this shit gets tiring. It gets tiring. It's just, it does not make sense. Like, I need someone to please explain to me, how is it that men get to walk away? How is it they get to walk away? How is it that they get to walk away and we are just obligated? Like, we have no choice. Like, how is that? I didn't make these kids by myself. And I'm not saying, like, you know, a little help here and there. No, like, man, when you gotta worry about when you gotta get out here and you got something to do, you need to figure out babysitting. You need to figure out providing food. You need to figure out how to make them comfortable and make them feel better. Like, why isn't it just the mothers? Like, why are we the ones that's just delegated? Like, we just have to. You just got to. Like, I just can't walk away. Like, let me walk away. Can I just walk away with no kids? Can I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Oh. Excuse me, I'm just venting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this makes me want to sit here and convert back to going to smoking cigarettes. Like, y'all wonder why people sit here and smoke, drink, and whatever else. Like, this shit gets frustrating. This is so frustrating. I'm not saying you walking away. I'm just saying you, like, now, and he's on my live. You are where somewhere right now. You don't have to deal with these kids. You do not deal with these kids like I deal with these kids. I have to deal with them day in, day out. I gotta make sure they straight. I gotta make sure they feel good. Who the hell is making sure I feel good? Like, I want to be able to walk away. Like, man, you go months without having to take care of them, and I am delegated off the back automatically because I'm their mama. Like, that shit is not fair. It's not fair. Like, in these times right here, it just gets so frustrated. And y'all males do not understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all say a break, a few days. No, give me a break like you get a break with months. Can I get a couple months without having to have that responsibility? Can I get a couple months? I don't need a few days. I don't need a week. I need a month. I need a couple months. When you incarcerated and you sitting here in jail for 7, 8 months, I'm taking care of these kids by myself that whole time. Now, guess what? Can I get 7, 8 months to myself? And I am strong. It's going to be okay. I know it's going to be okay. But guess what? This is one of those mothers. I'm fed up. I got 2 sick babies who got ear infections and pink eye and upper respiratory infection. Like, this shit is hard. I'm tired. I just want to walk away sometimes, and I feel so bad. I feel bad. If it makes you feel bad that you just want to walk away, I'm tired. I can't. They are frustrating. It's frustrating. You don't understand.
I don't understand, but I'm here to help with them when you need them. You need time to yourself. Just let me know.
I need it. Because I'm going to hurt one of them, and I don't want to hurt one of them. No, I don't care. It's the truth. It's the truth. I would never do it intentionally, no. I'm sorry.
Calm down.
They in there probably crying. I got them locked in the way. I'm gonna be okay.
Okay, I'm finna get them. Breathe. One step at a time, mama. Calm down, breathe. I got them. I just need you to calm down, okay? Can you do that for me?
But still, again, it still remains. People are able to just walk away, and as mothers, we're just delegated. Like, I just want to walk away. Like, I just want a couple months with no responsibility. And it's messed up because it makes you feel like a messed up mother. Like, I feel bad when I say I wish I can go back in time. That if I knew what I knew now, I would do a whole lot better. Because it's also not fair to them. I can't put them in the crisis nursery. Like, do you not understand all that makes your mother feel bad? I get it. It is a place here available that they'll keep your kids up to 72 hours. But I don't trust people. That's another thing that makes it hard. We don't trust people with our children. I can't just give my kids to anybody. I don't care who offered to watch them. If you just really are anybody and you don't know my children, I can't just give my babies to you. Yes, they piss me off. Yes, they hurt my nerves. Yes, they do all that. But at the same time, them are my babies. And I'll be damned if I put them in harm's way. That's why this is so frustrating. And it messes you up as a mother that you still battle within, because sometimes you just wish I didn't give birth to them. And it's messed up to say. Don't get me wrong. I love my kids. I love my kids. I love them. But it's hard. And see, I messed up by having kids back to back. I literally have stair step. My babies is 1, 2, and 3, and 6. My 1 and 2-year-old are sick right now. And I'm just, man. Again, I know I smile, I laugh, I joke with y'all, but guess what? This is another part of my ugly truth. I have days like this when, man, it just becomes too much. When the kids just do, abundantly just, man, and you just be like, can I just walk away? Let me just walk away. Like, can I go? Like, it's, man, like I said, you just be feeling like, can I just walk away? Can I not have this responsibility? And again, it's not their fault. And I feel bad because I feel that way sometimes. But I'm tired. And I just really need to figure out, like, what's an outlet for this? Like, really, seriously. What's an outlet? Because I can sit here, smoke my life away. I can sit here and drink. I can sit here and, but guess what? That's not going to eliminate my problems. That's not going to take away the frustration when all of them are crying and I'm doing my best to my ability and they still just won't stop crying. They still just not satisfied. Like, that's not going to take that away. Oh, I tell people, if you ain't got no kids, man, please evaluate if you really can handle it, because it gets hard. It gets so hard. I get how some people are just walk away. It becomes too much for people. But see, me being me, I can't walk away from them. They're the reason I breathe. But at the same time, they give me hell. I know, Nikki. I can hope. We can hope. Again, I can't blame nobody really but myself. I had them. And that's just what it is. make what you did all the more beautiful. So please don't take. I want to hear your song again. Okay, then I'm crying. I know it's gonna be okay. I'm just having a moment right now. I'm having a moment. I didn't expect their daddy just to pull up because he seen me on live, but I thank God he did because I'm ready to walk away. And just for the moment, not walk away permanently, but what? You need a shirt? Oh, I'm so unorganized right now. It's like when you just have so much on your shoulders and so much to do, but at the same time, I gotta delegate, take my time to them first, and then nothing else get accomplished. But that's how things get backed up. You don't get to take care of the things you need to take care of. Bills start piling up. You missing appointments. Like, don't get me wrong, I have to be here to be a mother to them, but I have stuff to do as far as my bills and setting up things and trying to get things in order to create a solid foundation for us. Like, man, again, the fathers, they still don't understand. They will never understand, like, until y'all can sit here and walk in our shoes and take care of these kids day in and day out. Like, ain't no sleep. Like, you up all night cleaning up piss and boo-boo and throw up and Pampers leaking. Like, I ain't had no sleep. Y'all be wondering why I'm up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is why. Like, this is the life of a mother. A single mother or a mother in a home with just the kids by themselves. Like, I get upset sometimes because I'm the only adult. I feel like my house is consumed and controlled by kids. But y'all want to see something. Y'all be wanting the truth. Here go the truth. If you ain't got no kids, don't have none. Not unless you're really, truly ready to take this on. And if you do, please space them out. Don't have no stair steps. Just don't do that. You know what? I'm gonna have to end this just so I can get them ready so they can go. Again, I just did this. I didn't expect him to come, so I gotta get them together. I'll get back on once they're gone. And I guess we can just deliberate and talk a little bit more. I know, Mimi. Trust me, I know. But this is the ugly truth. I'm living in it. Again, I live in my truth daily. Seriously. I'll talk to y'all a little bit.
Now you can't keep it no more real than that. Now that Lord have mercy, honey. When I say I felt her struggle through this computer screen, honey, and the reason I say that because I was there. I was there. I can totally relate to her. And any real mother or any real sugar-free sister is willing to testify to that, to say all of us have had those days where we just went to throw in the towel when it came to these children. Me personally, like I said, I have experienced it. I only have one child. I have my one daughter. She's 16 years old. And I just remember one time she was maybe 3 years old, and we was at the mall, and I remember I went to go visit my stepmom, my dad, them in Pennsylvania, and I brought her up there for Christmas, and I think we call ourselves, we took her to the mall or whatever, and I will never forget. I remember that day. This little girl had cut up so bad in that mall. I mean, she just acted a straight fool. That they don't call them terrible twos for nothing. I think she was 2, 3 years old, and and honestly, she was acting up so bad. I just remember I literally broke down and cried. And I'm not even lying to y'all. I know it sounds crazy. I don't know if I was having a moment like this lady had in the video. And I remember I just literally broke down and cried because she was just cutting up so bad. And it's sad, but sometimes as a mother, these children can make you feel so defenseless. They can make you feel helpless as hell. Like, like you got no control. You will be surprised how 2 or a damn 3-year old, can have so much control over your life. And I remember she was just cutting up so bad, to the point where even a ass whipping and popping on a hand wasn't like even making her reason with my frustration, because she was just a baby. And I just remember at that right at that moment in time, I said, I cannot do this shit again. I can't do this no more, and I just remember, actually I got on birth control before that, but I just remember I'm like, I'm gonna be on birth control for a long time. I mean, granted, when she got here, she was a beautiful baby, seeing her wrapped up in her blankie, seeing her come here into the world, just something so precious and innocent, and a blessing of God, and I never been a mom before. So it was just so new and exciting. But baby, that shit is for the birds, honey. I got to sip my coffee on that. But anywho, like I said, my purpose of stating that was I understand this woman's struggle 100%. And I'm glad there's a sugar-free sister who is not glamorizing the struggle, because too many of us are doing it, okay? We're always bragging about how happy we are. It's just us and our kids. I don't need no man. I got it under control. So what if the daddy don't want to be there? I'm handling it. I'm taking care of it. When behind closed doors, is the reality is just what this woman said. And she stated several times throughout the video where she said she wished she could walk away. Baby, honey, I understand. I just was blessed and fortunate because I had that one. My mom understood my frustration. So she had no problem getting my daughter for me, whenever I just really felt like I just couldn't take it. Then my in-laws, and then, they would help out. And then, my husband from time to time, he would intervene when he came in from work. So I thank God, I did have some type of support. And I just knew that the odds of me getting that lucky the second, third time around, it was not going to be like that. So I made sure I got on some birth control because I didn't want another one to slip up on me, because I already was struggling with just that one. And this is the problem with a lot of women. If you already know you one is too much, why the hell you go to do 2, 3, 4? I don't understand it. And the problem is too, in a lot of cases, a lot of these young women, they don't give themselves enough time to realize that it's too much before they keep producing and procreating. Okay, they don't give themselves time. It's like if you become a mother for the first time or a father for the first time, see, as I mentioned this in one of my videos, see what it's like with that one before you already start on your second, third, and fourth. See if you can handle that one. If you see you can't handle that one, do not keep going, because children, once they're here, I don't care how hard it gets, you cannot get rid of them. You can't send them back. That's the bad part about it. That's a decision you are stuck with. Once they're here, it's done. There are options, but 9 times out of 10, people ain't going to do that. So you just got to realize. And even if you do that, the point of the matter is, if you give your child up for adoption or you abort it or whatever the case is, it's still a hard decision, because that's a human being. um and as she stated throughout this video, men have the advantage of walking away. Ladies, my mom kept it real with me. She didn't sugarcoat nothing. She said, let me tell you something. When I first had Charissa, she said, my mom was like, I'm telling you now, I know you and your husband, you got a husband and everything, but that's gonna be more your baby than it's ever gonna be his. And when I say my mom spoke the God's honest truth, that ended up being my baby more than it was ever his, because he constantly had to work, he had to provide, and I was the one left holding the bag. And ladies, that is just the way it is. I know it's unfair. I know it seems unreasonable, but these babies are going to always be more your babies. And I think it's just designed that way. Why you think we the ones who carry them for 9 months? Men can't give birth to these babies. We do. So we're going to always be left holding the bag. Whether if you're a single mom or you're a married mother, because I know some married women who feel like single moms because their husbands work so much. The husbands are constantly gone, depending on what type of profession he has, especially if he's a doctor, he's in the military, armed forces, something. It's a lot of married single women. And the struggle is just as real for them as it is for these single mothers. The only difference is the father is there to financially contribute, and he's there every once and again, to be hands on. But for the most part, they go through it too. Just realize, ladies, that when you spread your wings, the bag is going to always be more on your lap. That's just the way it is. I'm not even going to shoot you no fairy tales and say, well, these men need to be there and they help make these children. The reality is these men got to work. They got to provide. They don't always have time to be a hands-on dad. That's just the way it is. In the perfect world, leave it the beaver type of world. Yeah, the father could be there and all of that, but the reality is these men cannot always be there. They have to provide. You may get some relief every once in a while. They may keep your kids while you go to the grocery store and get some groceries, or you go out a happy hour and have a drink or two with your girlfriend. That may be as close to relief as you may get, but for the most part, these children will always be more your responsibility than it be the men's. Any real sister that's not a sugarcoating sister can testify to that. Okay, um, you know, and and like she said, she's the one that's constantly, if she wants to do something that has business to handle, she has to figure out. She has to be the one to look for the babysitters. She has to be the one to provide the food. Basically, everything is on her. And that is the way it is in the real world. Everything is on you as the woman. I mean, that's just the way it's designed, unfortunately. And you could just really tell she was at her wits' end. She said she would hurt one of them, and I know she didn't mean that literally. And I hope D-Facts, because that's the thing about going viral. When you go viral sometimes and you just venting and expressing your feelings, it's always somebody that got to take stuff out of pocket. So I'm hoping defacts or nobody tries to approach this girl and make her think, especially because she's a black female, and approach her and make problems for her and want to take her kids away from her. I'm hoping it don't go there, because sometimes, when you post stuff viral, people take stuff out of pocket. They just do. But I can tell, she was just overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed. And I get it, because it was times I was going to hurt my child. I remember I told my mom I wanted to give her up for adoption. And my daughter was only 2 years old. I wanted to get rid of that broad like a bad disease, bro. I'm like, this is just too much, man. I mean, the getting up 3, 4 in the morning, changing the damn diapers, taking her to the doctor's appointments. It just, I mean, you can just feel trapped. Children have a way of making you feel like you goddamn incarcerated. Feel like you in a goddamn county jail sometimes, because you get no type of freedom. And whatever you want to do, you're so limited and you're so restricted, because you have this human being, this child that you got to put first before anything. So I understood exactly where she was coming from. I don't think she literally meant she was gonna hurt them, but sometimes, in many cases, a lot of women have hurt their children. If you look on YouTube, you see all these look on your local news, these women are hurting their children because it's too much. The fathers won't relieve them. The fathers, pay that child support once a month, and some of them don't even do that. And all the weight is on her. And when your back is against the wall, and you're feeling defeated, because, like I said, once children are here, you can't get rid of them. You feel defeated. In some cases, especially if you are not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable, the devil will set you off and you will snap. You will kill your own goddamn kids. That's why sometimes I tell people you better learn how to seek God when you feel like your back is against the wall, and ask for his you for look for spiritual intervention from him. Seek his guidance, seek his counsel, because I'm telling you, the enemy will use your own children to stir you up and just make you just goddamn snap on them. So I can just tell she was at her wits end. She was breathing heavily, she was panting, she was overwhelmed, she had to go outside and sit on the damn steps. I know that feeling. Like I said, every real mother has been there at some point. And some of you men can relate too. Some of you men, you know, even though y'all have better patience than us to a certain degree. But there's been some cases in which some men have snapped. We've seen it on the news when men have punched their children to crack a toddler's rib cage, all because the baby wouldn't stop crying. I'm telling you, being a parent, it is no joke. It's nothing to play with. And I just hate that the women in the Black community are just having these babies like it's a goddamn sport. And they are setting these other young girls that are coming up behind them, they're setting them up for failure because they're trying to glamorize the struggle of being a single mom, making it look like it's cute. You buying these children baby Jordans, y'all got these little boys at 2, 3 years old dressing like your baby daddy with the chains and all that around their neck and the little Jordans on and all this and everything. But y'all are not really being real about y'all circumstances. Y'all know it's too much. Y'all know these men are not helping y'all. Y'all know it's days y'all want to throw these kids out the goddamn window while you doing 80 coming down a damn highway. It could be overwhelming. And there's too many of us that's sitting up here faking the funk and glamorizing the struggle, but then them same ones I noticed though glamorize the struggle. Yeah, team single mom over here, blah, 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 me and my kids, blah, 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 this, and that, or whatever. So, the truth of the matter is, you'll turn around and you'll see them posting something else like, oh, this is too hard. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed out, because it's human nature to be stressed out by these children. So, especially when you by yourself, you get no real support, no real help. So, a lot of these sugarcoating sisters out here need to stop glamorizing the struggle. It can be a bit too much. And y'all know it can be too much, okay? And basically, throughout the video, one of the fathers did arrive, so I big kudos to him, because it's been cases where women would complain or vent about it was too much, and nobody would intervene, and the mother would end up hurting the child. It has happened many cases. So I'm glad the father took it serious and came over there and relieved her. But this is the thing. Now, I don't know if all the kids came from him or whatever, because from my understanding, I think he only probably had got one or two. I don't really know. But when you have different baby daddies, and this is the other drawback that a lot of women do not want to go in debt about, but when you have, for instance, if you got 5 kids or all of them got different daddies, the odds of getting all of your baby daddies on the same accord is going to be slim to none. Meaning that you are still not going to get the relief you need, because while this guy may be more active, this one may be in jail. This one may don't want to be bothered. Sometimes you put your back against the wall even more, ladies, when you have all of these random baby daddies, because all of them are not going to help you. And there's also some disadvantages too. In some cases, I know some women who had all their children from one man, and not being that one man was sorry as hell, they were stuck with all 4 or 5 of them. So either way, it has its advantages and its disadvantages. But when you have all of these different baby daddies, it can be a big disadvantage, because the odds of you getting them all on the same accord is slim to none, in a sense. So um as far as you wanting to be able to have that room, to have that advantage, to be able to get a break, like every mother needs one from time to time. But you keep in mind, when you have all of these different baby daddies, that's a disadvantage. Another problem is when you got several children. Again, you can always get a relief if you have one. maybe two, but even them two is kind of pushing it. But when you get to three, four, and five, ladies, nobody is not going to relieve you. I'm telling you, nobody ain't about to keep nobody's children, and then you got three, four, and five of them. If I get one, I got to get the other three. It's not too many people that wants to be bothered with other people's children. Just to be frank with you, we in a world these days where people are having less and less patience because there's just so much going on. The gas prices are skyrocket, the rent is skyrocket, the mortgage is skyrocket. It's just too much going on these days for people to be dealing with other people's baggage. And I mentioned this in another one of my videos that there was a young lady one time who went on Facebook venting and got mad because nobody wouldn't want to get her kids. And you could tell she was a young thought, just the way she was talking. You could tell she was one of them damn young dollar store thoughts. Oh, F my family, F them. Nobody want to help me with my kids, blah, 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 later for them. And it's sad, but you got some women around here that really think other women who are mothers who think people have to be obligated to helping them with their children. And you have to realize, ladies, whenever you spread your wings, you don't know what you're signing up for. Be careful what you're signing up for when you decide to go on the raw and unprotected. If you lay down as a single mother, be prepared to get up as a single mother. If there was not already a solid relationship or a strong connection there before you and that man decided to conceive together, a child is not going to solidify that. It's still going to be the same situation. Only difference is there's a child involved. So again, you put your back against the wall when you have all these random baby daddies. Then you got more than one. Not only that, she even stated stair steps. Let me tell y'all about stair steps. I hate, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. I hate when a lot of women say this. I have heard women say this before. Well, I'd rather have all my kids together so I can get them out the way. Have y'all ever heard that? I've heard women say that. My thing is this: when you have all these children close together, there is no such thing as getting them out the way. Once they're here, they're here. I mean, how are they out the way? Because somebody answer that for me. How are these children out the way once you get them all here? There's no out the way. I mean, I get it as far as, spacing them out, but you have to be real with you. If you know you don't have the patience, you don't have the finances, you don't have the support, you don't need to have no stair steps. Stair steps are for those women really that are well off, who got husbands that got really high paying professions where she can get goddamn nannies and put them in childcare and still go and get spas and go on vacations with the girls like she's one of the cast members of the Atlanta Housewives. To me, that's more so for those type of women who really have the money and the finances. If not so much that, because even when you have a lot of money, I don't think you should get children because it's not fair to breed all of these children like roaches, but then your nanny always has them. So I can't even say just being financially fit is enough. You got to be emotionally and mentally, because those children deserve to see your face, to be in your presence as their mom. They shouldn't always have to see the nanny. They shouldn't always have to see the child care center. So I think a lot of times we cheat ourselves and we cheat our children when we figure we got money and all this and that. We don't have to really be there, and that's a lie. So it really depends on the individual. You got some women, they can balance having all of them together, but like I said, with that, there's no such thing as you have them all back to back so you get them out the way. Because I know some women in some cases that they have done that, and to this day, all of their kids are in their teens. Some of them going into the 20s, and it's still not no all out the way. Some of their children still staying with them. There's always that one child, I don't know what it is. It's always that one child that can't never get their stuff together, no matter what. So, I mean, it's a lot of people like to place too much emphasis on whether if you have them spaced out or whether if you have them close together. My thing is, however you decide to do it, you have to know you. Okay, you just can't be having children like it's a sport just because you can. Because I strongly believe you have some women, they are so thrilled with the fact they could accomplish a pregnancy quicker than filling out a job application, that they just do it for the hell of it. I strongly believe that you have some women that feel like having a child is an accomplishment, and they get their jollies off just having children, just to be having children, because they feeling like they have accomplished something. And having children is not always is not an accomplishment. Not if they get here, you struggling to take care of them. You don't have no real support. You become stressed out. You become overwhelmed. Your children become stressed out and overwhelmed because, like I said before, children feed off your energy. And a lot of times when your kids are acting up and being bad as hell and tripping on you, it's because they know, they sensing you don't have it together. And children are smart. They know how to really hinder you at during your most vulnerable moments, like in this case with this woman. And I believe that's probably why her children was acting out. Children can sense when you stressed out, you vulnerable, and you really can't do nothing with them. So it gives them that advantage to really act up on you. You know what I'm saying? So again, there's no such thing as getting them all out the way. Now, in cases, it has been an advantage for women to space them out. And I really would recommend that, because you need to give yourself time to at least get one, to make sure one is more independent before you have the next one. When you have stair steps, and from what I heard her say in this video, this woman has 4 children. She has a 1 year old, a 2 year old, a 3 year old, and a 6. And I can't understand this for the life of me. Why women, why do y'all keep going like the goddamn Energizer Bunny when y'all see it's too goddamn much with the first one? Okay, let's say if you got the first one, the second one slip up on you. Damn, you ain't do nothing after the second one? My thing is, once I saw it was too much with the first one, I did not play with my life. I did not play with my patience. I did not play. I didn't want to sit up here and jeopardize my freedom, jeopardize my well-being. I got on something right away, because I knew had I not, it was gonna, the second one was gonna come up on me quick, because I was still sexually active with my companion. You know, a lot of you women, y'all know y'all sexually active, and y'all was up here and lie to yourselves about, well, I'm not doing nothing with nobody. And as soon as you and Joe have your first 1 or 2 dates together, you are already screwing this man, and you end up pregnant. You got to be honest with you. You know, if you the type of chick, you love sex, you love to get it on every now and again, you know, you got to be proactive. You got to protect yourself. You don't need a oops moment, because too many oops moments could put you in the same situation that this woman here is in. And now she's frustrated. Her life is smothered. These kids are smothering the hell out of her like gravy on like gravy on smothered steak. So you have to be honest with you, and sometimes women, like, again, we have babies like it's a sport, and then when we see it's not fun anymore, when you got doctor's appointments, when you got to feed these kids, you got to keep food in the refrigerator, you need your stuff, you got to do, you want to elevate yourself, you want to get a better job, you want to go to college, but you can't, because you got so many children. Nobody wants to keep your kids for you to go out there and be ambitious, for you to go out there and promote yourself to bigger and better things, because you got too much on your goddamn plate. And I commend her. She took accountability, and that's something a lot of women don't do, especially us black women, honey, because us sugarcoating sisters, we don't like to take accountability for nothing, honey. And I respect her for that, because she said, I created this, I can't blame no one but myself. So she's taking accountability for it, and I admire that. I admire a real sister who can genuinely say, I put this on myself. I created this problem. I created this monster. When I was going through a time with my child and going through changes, the only thing I said, well, Lord, I brought her here. Give me strength. I mean, I can't get rid of her, Lord. Just give me guidance, give me instruction, show me what to do before I lose my goddamn mind. And the first thing God got in me was, don't have no more. Not, at least not for a while. You're not ready. You're not mentally, you're not emotionally, you're impatient. And a lot of us sisters, we very impatient. And will be the main ones that gonna have 3, 4, and 5 of them back to back. Knowing you impatient, knowing you quick tempered, you know, knowing you quick to get aggravated about stuff. If you know you the type of woman for the most part, you quit to have an attitude, you quit to get impatient. You're the main one that don't need to have no children. I know me, I don't have no patience. I just, I have to be honest. I envy a lot of you mothers out there. And the reason I say I envy a lot of moms out there because I see how a lot of these women, how y'all are so gentle and so involved in how much y'all are so y'all participate. Y'all seem so a lot of these women seem so, um passionate about mothering. I have girlfriends that seem so passionate about them mothering, and I understand they have their moments like this lady did, and I just don't have that. I don't get me wrong, I love my daughter. I love her, but I just don't have the same type of passion for parenting as a lot of these women do. Because I have my moments when I just don't want to be bothered. I just want to go in my room, close my door, tune the whole goddamn world out, depending on what the hell I'm going through. I like my freedom. I like to come and go as I want. I like if I want to just get up and go to damn Starbucks, I can just get up and go. Okay, I don't have to call somebody to keep. I ain't got to drag no car seat. I ain't got to get no damn baby bag. I mean, my child is 16 years old. She's old enough to drive herself. She works now. I prayed for this moment, and even though granted I was close to having a second one before I miscarried, and it was very devastating for me. For anybody who ever experienced, miscarrying and losing a child, it is one of the most painful experiences on this planet. I cannot even begin to imagine and tell you how painful it is when you go into the doctor, you get these, you get all these reports. The doctor's telling you your baby is fine. You seeing her move and her move around and her doing the ultrasounds, and my husband was there, my daughter was there. We was getting ready to celebrate this new life, and I was just so stressed because I was just so uncertain about my life. You know how you have that gut feeling like I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You just you got to psych yourself up to believe you're ready, but the reality. You have that gut feeling that you just not ready for this. And I just ended up miscarrying at 6 months, and I only had like 3 months to go, and that was really, really hard. I had to have my baby in the hospital, and she was stillborn. And I held her for a little while before she took her last breath, and it was very depressing. Leaving the hospital and seeing other people come in the hospital with their balloons and with their gifts, and to know that I was leaving the hospital empty-handed with my child that I had told it all this time, and I know I wasn't bringing her with me, was really, really hard. That was one of the most painful experiences of my life. But the reality was, I had to really be honest. I'm like, my life was just nowhere in order. It just wasn't in order. I was still going to school. Me and my husband still had marital issues that we was working on. Um, Honestly, the main thing was my 16-year-old at the time, which was 14. She was just terrible at that moment. I mean, talking about off the chain. I mean, doing all kind of devilish stuff, cutting up in school and everything. So, sometimes God knows when to step in and intervene. Sometimes God got to take certain things from you. Sometimes we get in the way of ourselves, and God knows us better than we know ourselves. So sometimes God has to intervene when we're not using our wisdom, when we're not using our best judgment. I felt like that was a call that God made for me because he just knew I wasn't ready. And the crazy part, I hate to say this, I was kind of relieved, and not to say I was happy losing her, because I wasn't. I was just relieved in a sense, as in, now I have more time to get myself back in order. I have more time to regroup and focus on the daughter that I did have, because it would have been harder with a newborn and then dealing with my daughter, because she was going through that rebellious stage of being a teenager, and it was a lot. So when I lost the baby, it helped me to refocus and channel my energy back into my daughter and to get her back in alignment. and stuff, because that just would have been another baby that would have been cheated, wouldn't have had got all the fair time and all the fair attention she needed, because I didn't have my house in order. And a lot of times, ladies, y'all don't have your houses in order, and y'all steady be having these children, and you wonder why you're so frustrated, you're so overwhelmed. Your life is not in order. You don't have the finances, you don't have the emotional well-being, the financial well-being, the spiritual well-being. You don't have any of that. And just because you got a vagina like the Hoover vacuum that could take in the first amount of sperm that enters it, it does not make you a good mom. It just means you're very fertile. It doesn't make you a good mother. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, again, there's too many women around here thinking that having a child is an accomplishment. We like to pat ourselves on the back for being a struggling single mom. Like I said, hashtag team single mom. And y'all know the struggle is real, and y'all like to sit up here and sugarcoat and act like it's not bad, but as soon as it gets to be a bit too much, you running down there filing child support. You calling the father of the children. You going off and you venting. You ain't this, you ain't that. When the actuality is, you as the woman, you did not take the proper precautions to not add any more on your plate than what you was already dealing with. You wouldn't get no protection. You wouldn't take proper precautions. You kept going back to back, having children back to back to back, and you look up one day, now you got a house full of children. Got all these children, and what happens is the babies outweigh the bills, because children are nothing but bills. And the problem with a lot of women where they're frustrated is because your children, your amount of children outweigh your pockets. And I'm sure in this late young woman's case, that's really a big issue, because I know money ain't everything, but it does make life a little easier when you could put them in the best of child cares, and you can put them in the best of summer camps. That way you get some relief, and at the same time the children getting some relief, because believe it or not, mothers and fathers, sometimes children need to be relieved from their own goddamn parents too. They want relief from y'all just like we want relief from them. Okay. So a lot of times it's a blessing when you financially can put your children in programs where they could learn how to read and learn how to these little educational tools when they go to programs like this. But the problem is, in the hood, black community is not too many programs that are accessible like this to our children. So the odds of us being able to get rid of our children, unlike the white women in these white neighborhoods, who are financially well off, who could put their kids in the best daycares, the best summer camps, put them on a soccer team, put them on a football team. And this ain't to say black women don't do it, because there's a lot of black women too now who could afford to put their children in the best of things. But when you are nowhere on that level, the last thing you need to do is sit up here and have these children back to back to back. So she further stated, how hard, and she even said, if you're not ready for children, don't have any. That is the realest comment I can really commend her on. That she's not up here glamorizing the struggle, because I'm so sick of these sugarcoating sisters that want to sit up here and brag about having all these children, want to brag about these food stamps, and you're going to get child support. You making the struggle look good, and there's nothing good about the struggle. It is not. Being a parent is not just a privilege. It's an obligation. It's an obligation that you are stuck to have to deal with for a lifetime. And that's the same way with you guys out there. When you produce these children, no matter how much you hate the mother of the child, how much you don't get over the mother of the child, that is a lifetime commitment. Okay. And definitely my heart goes out to this woman, because like I said, I totally feel her. All my real non-sugar free sisters out there who's not afraid to testify, not afraid to keep it real and say this shit is too much. This shit is for the birds. I mean, we know the struggle, and I've had some friends. I had a girlfriend one time. She has like 5 of them, and she had them back to back to back to back to back every year, steps. And I remember one time she called me, and she was just so overwhelmed, just like this sister here was. And I remember she said, "It's just so many of them." I'm like, "You saying that like somebody put them all in your lap and just left them?" You got to be real with you, ladies. Don't be having these children out of spite just because you feel like it's a sport. It's something that you can easily do. You're trying to um trap somebody, lock somebody in and being with you, because what ends up happening in most cases, you end up trapping yourself. When you try to trap these men, you end up trapping yourself, because ladies, we are the ones that are holding the bag. In the perfect world, it shouldn't be that way, but the reality is it is that way. But on that note, I would like to get your comment. Ladies, what do you think about this situation? Have you been there where you have just been so overwhelmed? And if so, what did you do? How did you overcome the stress and aggravation of being a mother? You know, just what is your intake on that? I'm really interested in knowing, how you handle those how did you handle it? I know for me, my way of handling it was by not having no goddamn more. That was the best solution I could come up with, honey, because I'm like, oh hell no. If this one is gonna be like every time, oh, I do not want to do this. So again, my heart goes out to this woman. I commend her. Leave a comment underneath the bottom, fellas. I would like for you to chime in as well. What do you think about this situation? I mean, again, she has a 1, 2, 3, and 6 year old. I mean, she didn't see how hard it was on the second, on the third. I mean, why does she keep going? And I'm not knocking her and judging her, but I'm like, damn, I hate when people figure stuff out 3, 4 kids later. You know what I mean? But again, she had them all back to back. So what I could tell what happened was she really didn't give herself any room to see if she could handle the first before she got the next one, and then they just kept popping up like popcorn, honey. But on that note, I thank y'all for tuning in this morning. It is your girl, Lady Mocha, here at Cafe de Paris. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And I want to thank all of my subscribers for being so loyal, so real, so supportive of your girl throughout this whole journey. And I know y'all been seeing me upload a lot. I've been having a lot of room, and I know in due time I'm not going to have too much room depending on how things go with this police academy. So I'm trying to enroll and trying to basically load up as much videos as possible while I have the room in the time to do it. So on that note, it is your girl, Lady Mocha. And remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge and spiritual awareness. And y'all have a wonderful Friday and a God bless weekend. All right. See y'all soon. Bye.